What's the ultimate tool that transformed my production business? It's probably not what you're thinking, but I'm going to share it with you next on Video Votech. At Video Votech, we like to look at the less glamorous, but really important behind the scenes parts of starting and running a small video production business. So we're all about figuring out what tools get the job done well, so you can run your business efficiently and profitably. As I built my business over the past 17 years, I would occasionally fall into the trap that if only I had that newest camera or newest drone or other piece of gear, then I could finally get the projects that I really longed for. I worked really hard to get the most out of those tools, but I would always be reminded that there were people all over the place and even in my same town who were just better with the camera, better with composition, better with lighting and editing, better at storytelling. There will always be someone better and who has better gear. Now, that doesn't mean we stop trying to be the best. But what I noticed is there was a piece of the puzzle that most video producers don't even consider. One of the things I really like about video is that the work we do is a combination of art and technology and psychology. We make strong images and we tell powerful stories, but we make them to connect with people. So understanding people, what they like, what they want, what makes life hard for them, and what makes their day, these are just a few of the things that I decided were just as important as understanding aperture, the rule of thirds, or the hero's journey. Now, just to be clear, I'm not only talking about how understanding people will make you a better storyteller. It will do that, but it will also make you a better business owner. We need to understand people so that we make better phone calls, texts, and emails. We need to understand people so we create better client experiences on set. We need to understand people so we can get better work from any crew or talent we're working with. We need to understand people when we're working through edit revisions. The experience that people have with you will outshine so many other parts that you may still be developing. Here's what I mean. So let's say you're reviewing footage and you realize this one shot just isn't what you thought. The focus is a touch soft or the light isn't quite what you wanted. Now, if you've been really hard to work with this whole time, or even just treated this like another job, then something like this can turn into a huge deal. But if you've made the experience good all along the way, then people will often be more forgiving, more understanding, and may still call you again, even if things don't go perfectly. Better people skills will help you grow your video business, or any business for that matter. The opposite is also true. I can't tell you how many times I've seen really, really talented shooters and editors lose a client because they just weren't good at dealing with people, or they didn't create a good experience. So when I decided to focus on the people as well as the production skills, my business took off. So here are some tips on growing in your people skills. Number one, learn to ask good questions. Asking people sincere and engaging questions creates a connection. Now, we aren't talking about getting them to yes or some other sales tactic, but learning to ask questions that show that they are more than just a blip in your day, more than just another paycheck. My family uses something called a delve deck at our dinner table to ask each other things that we might not think to ask. But there are also books like Ask Powerful Questions, Create Conversations That Matter by a man named Will Wise. This book will not only help you with examples of good questions, but it'll encourage you to think about questions differently. Good questions force people to use a different and deeper part of their brain and really does create stronger connection. And that's why the best teachers in the world, the most engaging people, aren't only great storytellers, they're great question askers. So learn to ask better questions about their goals for the video, something about the content. Ask better interview questions or questions about their businesses, their families, their hobbies. Learn to listen. Listening is a lost art. Think about it. How many people do you know that will really sit and listen to what's on your mind without charging you $150 an hour? If you become someone who asks good questions and really listens to what the other person says, your clients, your crew, your family, and friends will instantly find you more valuable and more engaging than ever before. No, this isn't the kind of pretend listening where you're thinking of your response while they're talking. This is looking them in the eye, putting your phone out of the way, and hearing and considering the words coming out of their mouth. Acknowledging that you heard them, maybe by asking another related question. People are so hungry for people to listen to them. You'll be shocked at how people want to be around you and work with you. Number 3, empathize. Now, this one is tough because it happens on the inside, and so it's not natural for most of us. But as you are asking questions and as you're listening and as you're observing, it can't be from a mindset of getting, but actually needs to be from valuing the other person. Try to put yourselves in the shoes of whoever you're working with. If this is a client, they're probably stressed and nervous and excited and also thinking about 100 other things that their business needs that you don't even know about. So go into the meeting or the production realizing what they're thinking and stressing about and looking to proactively help them with that. Maybe that's by putting them at ease, saying things to show you understand that they have a lot happening and you're trying to respect their time. If they're on camera, maybe it's letting them know that you'll edit out any mistakes so they can make all the mistakes that they want. You'll be patient with them and no one will ever see it. If you've worked with them before, remember things about your last session that they wouldn't expect you to remember so they feel like y'all are actual friends. Again, these aren't sales techniques, but actual concern and empathy for the other person, which will make the experience so much better for them. Now, the classic book on this for decades has been Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you haven't read it, read it. I realize the title could sound manipulative, but this is anything but manipulative. He's helping you see through the other person's lens so you can better understand them. And the byproduct of that is that they will want to be your friend and they will desire your influence. All right, here's a bonus tip for you. Create a great experience, both in person and through email or text. Remind yourself that though this might be the 100th project you've done like this, for this business owner or marketing director, this is the one that is theirs. So make a big deal out of the things that seem mundane to you. Find ways to make the day or make the communication memorable. You would be shocked at how excited people are to get a pic taken with a slate. And when you send them the first edit, remember, they've dreamed of and probably worried about seeing this for a long, long time. So talk about how excited you are to share this with them in your email. Better yet, film a loom or even attach an introduction to the beginning of the spot of you talking about how great it was to work with them and how glad you are to share it. In an industry of artists and technicians, working on your people skills may end up being the greatest tool in your bag, like it is in mine. I look back at some of my early work and I am shocked that anyone actually paid me, much less called me for more work. But I really do attribute it to the way that I treated clients every step of the way. Don't stop working on your lighting and camera work. I sure haven't. But don't neglect what the work is really about. And it's about connecting with people. What would you hope your obituary would say? What relationship has had the most impact on you? What is your favorite emotion? What commercial is so annoying that it made you vow to avoid the advertiser?
Head on.
Head on? What is that?
You haven't seen that?
I don't think so.
Dude, it's like head on, apply directly to the forehead.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
It's like everyone.
What do you wish would become fashionable again? Fashionable. The fanny pack. Zach loves a fanny pack. Yeah. What should you take more time to appreciate? Maybe family, maybe something you have, maybe this video and channel. Like and subscribe.